Hey there, it's Kat and this is Brews and Reviews. In today's video I'm going to be doing the Femathon tag, and this was originally created by Books and Chocaholic, and it's for the Readathon Femathon, which I am taking part in. Now before I go into the questions, I'll just say that the tag creator did actually explain the meanings behind these questions and how they relate to fem things. So if you want to know more about that, then definitely go and check out the original video. I'll link it down in the description below. So let's get to it. Question number 1 is an ugly book cover that you love. And I really struggled with this one because I don't tend to like ugly book covers. I mean, I recently did a video about ugly book covers and I just really don't like them. So I picked a book that I think is considered to be ugly by a few other people. I've had some people tell me that they thought, oh, it's like ugh, about it, but I just really like it. So it's Nixia by Scott Rankin, and I don't know, I just think it's really pretty. I really like the colours and like just how sort of abstract it is, but when you know what Nixia is, it makes way more sense. But I guess some people have just gone, oh, well, it's really bland, maybe. I don't know. I think it's really attractive, but other people have told me it's not. So I guess this could be considered an ugly book that I love. I don't know. I don't know. I tend to buy prettier covers of books that are ugly if I really love them. So oh well. Question number 2 is an authentic female friendship, and for this one I went with some characters from Slay by Brittany Morris. The characters I'm talking about are Kira, Claire and Steph, and I just feel like by the end of this their friendship is really solidified, and it was such a strong friendship, and you could really feel how they wanted to help each other and how much they felt for each other. And I just really loved seeing their friendship, even though some of them are far apart. Claire is a character that lives in France and the other two are sisters that live in America, but they're not close at the beginning of the book, and towards the end of the book they start to get closer together, and you're just like, yes, develop that friendship that you know is just sort of blossoming into something great, and I really like their friendship. And I'm not saying anything else because spoilers, so yeah. Question number 3 is a protagonist that is strong for her femininity, and again, I really struggled with this one. I don't know what it is about these questions, so they're making me think, and then my brain just stopped working. Like, could not compute, error. So my best answer for this is probably Mustang from Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and this whole series in fact. So Red Rising is set in a dystopian sort of sci-fi world, but there is a surprising amount of this book that takes place in a Hunger Games-esque place. And people are divided into houses. And Mustang is very clever and cunning, and she becomes the preacher of her house. And I don't want to spoil anything, but she's very strong, she's very clever, and she knows that just because she's a woman, it doesn't make her any less than any of the men around her. She is just a strong person, and I love that about her. And then there are times when she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to dress up and go to this party, and oh, parties in Red Rising never go well. Beside the point, Mustang is great, and she is strong and feminine at the same time, and I love that. So question number 4 is a matriarchy, and for this one I went with the Winter and High Court from Melissa Marr's Wicked Lovely series. So Fragile Eternity I'm holding up because this book is mainly about the High Court, and that is governed by Saoirse, who is the High Queen. And you know, they're just governed by the ladies, doing what the ladies want to do, and that's that. Nobody's going to question them on that. Yeah. Question number 5 is a book tackling feminism. And I think I don't really read that many books about feminism that talk about feminism in an overt kind of way. I tend to read a lot of fantasy and things like that where they do bring feminist aspects into it, but I don't know, I think I tend to end up reading a lot of things where women are oppressed. And that is not okay. We don't, no, thank you. We do not want. So the book that I'm going to be talking about is Am I Normal Yet by Holly Bourne. And this book mostly follows a character who has OCD and anxiety and the struggles that she faces as a result of that. But there are sections in this book where she meets up with 2 of her friends, and they have this little feminist club where they talk about feminist issues and things like that. Now, I didn't love those sections of the book because I did feel like they were slapping you in the face a little bit with the feminism! Which, honestly, I don't mind usually, but it was a little bit like I was being given a lesson rather than being shown it. But it was a really good book anyway, despite how I just made that sound. I think those sections just weren't really for me because it felt like I was reading something a little bit less fiction-y, and I like to escape into my fiction, so, you know. Question number 6 is a book that is a guilty pleasure. I don't really know if I would say that books are guilty pleasures. I do own the fact that I like to read trash sometimes, and I'm not guilty about it, so I don't know if you can call something a guilty pleasure, but I am going to count Paranormalcy by Kirsten White, which is a book that I just recently read this month. And, I mean, it's a bit trash. There are things in here that are trashy. It's like YA, Twilight era romance with magical creatures. You know, there's things like the main character being really excited to go to school because she's never been to school before, and she's like, ooh, lockers, and then they replace all of the swear words with bleep because some in-joke from the thing. It was a bit daft. But there were bits about the story that I liked, and it was fun and easy to read, so I guess you could call it a guilty pleasure, but I'm not guilty about it, but like, it was fun, but like a bit trash, so I guess. And the bonus question is favourite book by a female author with a female protagonist. And I didn't want to talk about a favourite book because I feel like I talk about my favourite books all the time. All the time. I'm sorry. But also not sorry, but also a bit sorry. So I'm going to talk about a book that I talk about a bit less on this channel, and that is The Carnelian Fox by Kay MacLeod. This is a great book that will very much stir up nostalgic vibes in you if you enjoyed Pokemon or Digimon. Anything that is like Pocket Monster-esque. It will bring the nostalgia for you. So this is set in a world where Mayamon were created as a game, as a fashion, and then people grew bored of them and just sort of like let them free, as you know humans do. And now there are Mayamon that live out in the world, and some people still train them and bond with them and carry them around and build little teams with them. Oh my god, Mayamon is so cute and also terrifying in the way that, you know, these monsters would be in real life. Anyway, I've gone off on a real tangent. This is a really good book, and I think you should pick it up if you want a fun, heartstring pulling time with awesome animal monster type creatures and that like pet familiar bond. I love it. It was great. It's a good time. You should read it. So yeah, that was the Femathon Book Tag. I'm very tired right now, so I'm not sure how I just answered that. If this video is a mess, then I am sorry. I'm pretty sure I just said video rather than video, but it's staying in because chaos. So if you made it this far into the video, please leave me some sort of feminine emoji, a lady or something. I don't know, what are even emojis? If you don't feel like leaving any other comment, that would be great too. So if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.